So we're out here in Irwindale, California. It is the last round of FD. When I'm out in California, I like to have a little fun. Colette loves it out here, so I wanted to Turo like a really nice car. Wasn't really finding anything special, so I hit up the homie Alf.
Listen, for you guys that don't know, keto is the way. He doesn't know what that is. It's a bagelless bagel.
We've been arguing about this because it's real bad for the environment, but it's good for the body. So it's
I didn't ask for the plastic. You could have put it in a napkin.
I knew that you co-owned Sheepy, so I figured you might have some pull and give me a cool car. And what, like 30 minutes notice?
I know you're gonna be mad because that's TJ Hunt's car. And that's your magician because I had to remote him in and he had to detail the car and drive it from Murrieta, which is 96 miles from here, and go 122 miles to go pick up my ramps for an event that we're having at Sheepy tomorrow.
Well, I really appreciate it. In full disclosure, he didn't tell me that. He was just like, oh, make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're my friend, so of course I'm gonna make, anytime you've asked me anything, I make it happen, right?
Do you wanna know something crazy? This will be the first twin turbo V10 car that I've ever driven.
We put you in your first Lambo, my brother and I.
Oh, true.
Shout out to Man Cobra.
I have this thing where like I've been around plenty of people that have had these like twin turbo Huracans, twin turbo R8s, but I've always been like scared of wanting one. So I've resisted.
It's a terrible addiction.
Is it?
Yeah.
So I wanted to use the rental money to buy some exotic snacks from the trap truck. Is that what it's called?
It's called Trap Truck LA. Look, check it out. You want to be a trapper. For those of you guys who don't know, trap is in drug culture, someone that sells said drugs. I do not partake in those activities, but I know what you guys need, so we got a lot of stuff. So we laced up your boy Adam. Look, I even got you Supreme collab.
No way.
Very rare. Do not destroy that.
I actually used some toothpaste.
Like literally our business model is you buy all this cool stuff, you drop like $300, and you take a picture in front of the trap truck on Hollywood Boulevard, and that's your flex. I don't even know if they eat it, to be honest, half the time, but it is actually really delicious. Like these are really good. Like these are limited edition. That is the one thing. Some of these only drop in a very specific window throughout the year. So we have to hoard them ahead of time and then obviously supply and demand, and your boy's in demand right now.
I feel like something I gotta mention is with YouTube and how popular twin turboing a lot of these R8s and Huracans are, I feel like us as a car community have become kind of desensitized to it, including myself, because I'm around so many. But it's worth mentioning that like 5 to 10 years ago, I remember seeing the first twin turbo Lambo and I freaked the f out as a kid. Like hearing the sounds and just knowing that someone had the audacity to take what was already an expensive car and throw a twin turbo kit, which back then cost probably 5 times what it does now. It was like a once in a lifetime experience. So I'm excited to get a taste for it this weekend. We gotta go to the track. I got race stuff to focus on. So later in this video, we'll do some more stuff with this car. It's time for drift stuff now, baby. One little sound. Oh, I can't wait to get on this thing. I legitimately haven't gone over half throttle and I have the biggest smile on my face. I'm really stoked because of the fact that we've done that double header weekend here. I feel like I've got a lot more laps on this track than I do on some of the other tracks. So it feels very familiar here. They actually changed the layout too, and they got rid of the last corner, which I actually hated because it was really narrow and easy to get blind. So last corner is a left-hander. I'm stoked about that. And the other times I've driven this track, I've actually driven in V8 cars because my engine always blew up on the JZ car. So I'm stoked about that. I'm feeling great going into practice and excited to run some walls and have some fun. First lap, I wound up in the chase lane. I had a little bit too much angle, it kind of threw my line off, then I got lost in the smoke screen. There's quite a bit of like catch can, brown smoke coming out too, so it's a little distracting, but I'm excited to get some clean air and do my first speed lap next. first practice session, I made a little bit of a careless mistake. Hey buddy, look, Peter's here. Hey dude. I got a little bit greedy towards the inner, and because I needed to kind of breathe there so I didn't plow into the back of Jones. When you're off throttle, that's when the car loops. I learned that in Englishtown, but I'm glad that situation happened to me in practice versus in competition. So got to give a little bit more of a gap there so I can keep on the throttle and then dive on the next corner because it's where it counts. If it's not entirely obvious from the footage, I entered. I was having some fun following the homie Mo, and he was a little lower. I was a little bit higher, so I dropped down. But when I dropped down, I got locked in kind of at a shallow angle. Tried to grab the handbrake to rotate the car. Wasn't enough. I wound up going into the wall. I'm okay. The car is gonna be okay. I did a bunch of damage, so I'm gonna be sitting out the second half of practice. The good news is, for once, the first half of practice I feel like went amazing, and I feel really good going into qualifying. Would have been nice to get some more laps, but it is what it is. I got the best team in the world putting the car back together, so my mind's at ease. Now I just gotta play the waiting game. I got one. Good? Yeah, I got it. It's full chaos in the pits. Chelsea just backed it into the wall too. He's okay, luckily just a bash bar situation, but this team is hustling right now.
And good as there's actually been a few other accidents into the wall, so there hasn't been much practice going on. They're just now about to start practicing again after waiting for probably an hour.
The guys got the car back together, and I still get to do a little bit of practice. Thanks, Tom. So that's sick. I wasn't expecting to do that. I'm gonna go out and make sure the car feels good, and I got qualified. Definitely not the best lap, but I'm really thankful that the team got the car back together, because getting my jitters and getting back in the groove, I'd rather it be that lap than a qualifying lap. So all I can do better from here. I've had some good laps in practice, so just gotta do the thing again.
Let's see what LZ's got. Again, got a lot of fans here. He's got a signature shirt. I believe Bunkett Jr. here. He's watching the captain, boss man. All right, here comes Adam LZ. Let's see what he's got for us. Goes into the bank, initiates. Big angle from LZ. Nice big angle. Could be a little higher. See him tapping that brakes. Look at that. Listen to that exhaust note. Hammering now into that second outside zone. I mean, very consistent. You can hear it all the way through now. Woohoo! There we go. Drags bumper on that last outside zone. Would love to see Adam qualify high. I think that would be a good confidence builder for him. And, coming into this round, sits 30th. His maiden voyage being part of the RTR camp.
Yeah, nice initiation there from LZ. You can see he's running pretty decent angle, little bobble right there, but I'd like to see him deeper in outside zone 1. Transitions the car here for inside clip 1, maybe transitions a little early for outside zone 2. We'd like to see him hang on that angle, use the front of the car by inside clip 1. A little bobble there through outside zone number 2. And then I think that's the deepest we've seen anybody in outside zone number 3. Kind of scrape the bumper there on the wall through that zone, which is, it's tricky through that area. You got to get yourself lined up early for it, leaving outside zone 2 essentially to get yourself on the right line. So pretty decent job from him here. Not as accurate as we'd like to see though. Not putting the car all the way deep in the wall. Pretty nice little tap on inside clip number 2, but great job in outside zone 3.
All right, Adam LZ, that AutoZone Mustang RTR, the signature fade. Let's see if he can find his way into a solid position in head-to-head. 83 and 83 with that vintage Ford Racing hat. Nice job there for Adam LZ.
Zed. He's Canadian, is he?
LZ, or it could be Kiwi,
Okay.
but he's not. He's from Connecticut, I believe, originally. Now Floridian.
For the first time this season, we tied in qualifying.
We did tie.
Who got the higher style score though,
Yeah,
right?
got higher. No, I don't think it's by style anymore.
It isn't?
I think it's by line now.
So, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell in the video. I had a minor flashback to Utah. The purge. Yeah. Now that was working. The purge wasn't working in my car, so I wasn't able to purge the nitrous. And all down the straight and like the first quarter of the bank, I had no nitrous. And I was like, oh God, I'm not gonna be able to stay in drift. But it must have just been air in the line since I didn't purge it. Because halfway through the bank, it went brrrr, and I was like, sick, we got power again. Woo! That was scary, but I think we qualified, so I can at least sleep at night. I just watched it back. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty mediocre run, but I'm happy with it. One thing I didn't want to do is try to go for that 100-point qualifying run, end up kissing the wall and then not qualifying. So I did what I feel like I needed to do. I did a smooth run. I left a little bit of margin for error in the zones, and I think it'll be enough to get me in the show. But the battles tomorrow is where it matters, and I was having a blast chasing in practice, so I'm stoked to carry that through tomorrow. Colette's so stoked on the snacks. Pete's gonna be stoked. You'll like all these crazy flavored things. Colette loves flavor. I hate flavor.
Flavor is the best. Oh,
I was.
Paw patties for Pete.
Oh. I was munching on. There's some like. Oh, try one of these.
You would. Ew, ketchup. That's you.
People love those. Try one of these for real. This is the best Skittle I've ever had.
Oh wow. I thought. Didn't they prove Skittles have something bad in it for you?
I don't know.
Oh, this is sold in different countries, so it must be bad.
Yeah, let me get one.
Oh, it's a gummy?
Yeah.
Weird.
These things are so good.
Looks like it's like a little pillow.
Oh, these sodas are really cool too. Look.
Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
When she said